Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Just to remind everybody that language usage and content that we provide here may be disturbing, disgusting, probably will be and should be. Words like bloody custard and words that rhyme with that may be featured. Actually will be featured. In fact, perhaps will only be featured. Just warning you.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
We speak now on the podcast with my bad throat and bad rest of the body to a man who's given us the Mirror Merchants. It's a theatre troupe who does outstanding work and punch high above their weight. His name is Arnesh Ghose. His passion, well, is theatre.
Cyrus says we have other shows too. You should check them out.
Hi, I'm Amit Gulbaksani.
I'm Purva Mehra.
And I'm Pranoti Datta. And we're from a city website called The Daily Pow. And we have a new podcast called The Powcast. So you can listen to us on the Indus Vox SoundCloud page as well as iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
Yes, Cyrus says 3 words. BMI. Body Mass Index. Now, these words have to be banned. I've decided, I've talked to a lot of people about this issue. There's no such thing as a uniform body mass index. And now, at a certain television channel, I've been told that women are being told that if they cross 60 kilos, they'll be sacked. A, that's sexist and wrong, but B, you can't judge people just by kilos. There's no such thing as body mass index. I have a friend called Kunal who has a really large head, but he's really skinny under that. So, you can't just have this. It's just one perspective for all, one size fits all. So, no more body mass index, alright? If you feel fit, you're fit. Doesn't matter what you look like. At least that's what my mother told me ever since I was a child. It's called Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
And now on the podcast, the Mirror Merchants present Charpai, which is 4 legs. Or is it a charpai you sleep on and with an S attached to it? Our guest today is Arnesh, or I think the Bengali pronunciation will be more Arnesh.
Yeah, but Arnesh is good.
No, but let me say it correctly.
All right, let's do Arnesh.
Arnesh Ghose.
Right, wow, that's good.
Not too bad?
Not at all.
Arnesh, great to have you on our show because I think you're the first champion of the theatre we have on the podcast, and we're almost 60 podcasts old. Right. And since I spent a little time in the theatre, mostly giving coffee and tea to stalwarts and on
You're from
set.
Lee Strasbourg. You're not getting just coffee and tea.
Yeah, I went there for that 4-month crappy course, but it was fun.
Yeah, of course.
And no girls looked at me. But why are you bringing that up and making me feel pain? Arnesh, this is about you.
Oh,
let's talk about you. Before we go into your background, which is my favorite topic, let's talk about the foreground, which is what's coming up now. Charpai, quickly tell us, a collection of 4 short plays.
Right.
You are a writer.
Right.
What are these 4 plays about?
Okay, so basically the whole thing was about I've been wanting to do...
But one warning, we need to get people to go and watch the plays. Right. So feel free to lie.
Oh,
that's what I do, just to promote things.
Oh, fantastic.
So let's tell them. We've got Jennifer Lawrence is taking part in one of them.
Right.
We've got Brad Pitt in one of the others.
Oh, yeah. He's shirtless.
He's shirtless. Amitabh Bachchan and Abhishek Bachchan are in the third one. And,
really? You're selling with Abhishek Bachchan?
Wait, come on. We have a desi feel to it.
Right.
But look how far I'm willing to go. Right. We're going to go back in time. Gary Cooper, who's dead now, 40 years, is in the 4th play.
Hologramic.
There you go. There you go.
It's as fabulous as that.
I've set it up for you, Arnesh. Now it's yours.
It's beautiful. It's possibly the best thing anyone's going to watch.
Yes.
So
the sarcasm dripping from his mouth as he spits on me and tells his tale of woe. Charpai, a collection of 4 short plays. I will not interrupt.
Right. So basically, I've been wanting to do a play on women's issues in this country for a very long period of time because everyone keeps telling me that I rant way too much and being a feminist is a bad thing. Oh, I rant way too much.
But you only 5 minutes and you seem very gentle and calm.
Yeah, but just 5 minutes.
So you're a hypocrite liar.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Rant, I say.
Yeah. So that's
Shall I make a sexist comment?
Oh, please.
News channels are saying that women should be 60 kilos or less, and I agree with that.
Oh God, yeah. Let's put you on the weighing scale.
But I was just saying it as a setup. I don't really.
I know, but I had to come out, feed off it.
You
reacting
got
to
into character immediately.
Yeah, right.
You did a Brando on me, didn't you? All right, go on.
Yeah, okay.
Charpai.
Yeah. So I've been wanting to do that for a very long period of time, and I've been waiting because I've been like, when's the right time to do a play like this? Because I always thought that the audience would have to be ready because I wanted to be brutal about it. I didn't want to like sugarcoat it. So then I'm like, hey, you know what? In this country, every time is the right time because shit happens.
Every week there's a story of...
Yeah, I'll tell you about every week. So the thing is that I sat down with the National Crime Records Bureau's reports of crime in this country. And in 2014, they haven't put out 2015 yet. 2014...
1 second.
Yeah.
We are unable to source 15, which is 1 year back.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't put out 2015 yet, so I'm still giving you 2014.
But it was Make in India in 2015 also.
Right, we are breaking it too. Didn't you see the fire?
That was Bake in India.
That was Bake in India.
That was tremendous.
Fabulous. So I sat down with that, and there have been 36,763 reported rape cases in the country. Reported. So that means unreported, and according to the report itself, which is very funny, they themselves state, and also Wikipedia, who's sourcing it from them, that 70% of this country's rape cases go unreported. So I'm like, wow.
So almost triple.
Yeah, almost triple. That's one. And this does not include eve teasing, sexual harassment, sexual assault, molestation, and marital rape. Because hey, if you're married, you can rape, right? So,
right.
Yeah. So there's that. 36.
But I wouldn't know about either because I am married. But you know,
of course.
SB, separate bedrooms, works for her.
Oh, okay. Didn't want to get into that.
Yeah, go on.
But so the thing is, so I actually sat down because every newspaper likes a juicy headline, and they give you one rape every 20 minutes.
Yeah,
this and that.
Don't they? There's a thing about yellow journalism has its line also,
exactly.
which don't cross. I would think they make it sound like almost like winning a World Cup. But it's the same spirit.
Yeah,
India lifts World Cup. Rape every 9 seconds. It's just wrong.
Yeah, but the point is that I want to sit down and do the math. And I actually sat down and did the math that, divide by 12 months and then 30 days and 24 hours. And it came down to approximately 4 to 5 rape cases an hour. So in this 1 hour, there'll be 5 rapes happening in some part of this country. And if you tell me that I have to stop ranting about this, I'm sorry.
No, and out of those 5 rapes, only 1 or 2 will be reported. So
exactly.
3 are just clear rape cases where the guy gets away and will probably rape again.
Exactly. Or many guys. Yeah. So it's
not to mention what devastation to the woman who can't talk about it, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Exactly. So the point is that that's blah, blah, blah. We need to keep doing that blah, blah, blah continuously. And I'm like, hey, it's all right. You know what? I'm gonna rant. I'm gonna do 4 pieces. And the 4 pieces actually talk about various aspects of them. The first one is an adaptation of Saadat Hasan Manto's Kholdo.
Can I just stop you for a second?
Absolutely.
Ask me for what?
What?
Fuck off.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Fuck off.
Every single time someone coughs, I go like, so
that tells them what age you grew up in, brother.
Absolutely.
You and me. Don't give it away.
See, I was a teenager when MTV was cool, right?
What are you saying?
Yeah.
MTV was cool?
The pre-roadies
Nobody
shit.
told me.
What? Oh, shut up.
Roadies. I mean, how can that even go on air?
Don't.
If I was a foreigner, I would ban this country for life. This country, trade embargo.
Yeah, so there's
worse than North Korea.
Have you seen Big F? Have you seen how shitty that thing is?
No.
I'm not just say shitty, right?
Yeah, of course, you can say more than that. Big F is bad enough.
Oh, yeah. Big F is bad. Oh.
I have no idea. I don't watch any MTV anymore.
Oh, no.
I did then.
Yeah.
I was on it. Why would I? Sorry, I cut you. I want to get back to the place.
Right. So the first play is
Saadat Hasan Manto's.
Yeah. So he's got a fabulous short story called Kholdo, and the first
is there a double meaning in that? It sounds regressive, but
hashtag sexist.
Okay.
Hashtag being creepy.
This is what I don't want to sound innocent, but I think the media has done this to us. We start picking it up, man.
Yeah,
we wouldn't think like that 20 years ago, but now we just do.
Yeah. Earlier, like Woodhouse was double innuendo.
Yeah, there you go.
Art, but
even the double innuendos was never that crass. Come on.
Of course, it's Woodhouse. So the first play is about how women always become the bargaining chip in political and natural calamities. So it's about war. It's based in 1947, right after the partition has happened. So we move on to after that. The second play is called Pussy. Am I allowed to say that?
Of course you can.
Oh, fabulous! It's called Pussy, right? It's actually an kind of.
So sad that you're asking me. It's sad on 2 levels.
Right.
One that freedom of speech and this and that, and you're a writer, the most important person in our culture, I would say,
and the most beaten down these days.
Fair enough, but the most important, because if your voice is silenced, then there is no democracy.
Right.
And secondly, you're asking me like I'm a representative of the bloody government.
Pussy riot it is.
Yeah, you can't say riot. The riot is a bad word. Pussy is fine.
All right. Okay.
Pussy, doggy, catty, all can go, but not riot.
Okay, pussy beep. It is.
Well,
so
we just beep the E. Pussu. What the hell was that? Punjabi for pussy coming soon. There you go. Pussy riot.
But then we have to say pussu. I'm so sorry. We have to say pussu Punjabili, right? Like
pussu.
Yeah, that's right.
God, we're good. Yeah, we should start our own gang.
I know, right?
We'll have our own language soon. It'll be all dirty words. Kholdo. Pussu.
Pussu.
That's not French, by the way. French Punjabi. Can you please tell me about Pussy Riot?
It's so much fun talking to you, man. But okay. So it's a salute to this feminist band in Russia.
Oh yeah, who got arrested by Putin and
they
company.
get whipped in public.
That's a Democrat, Putin.
I know. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Apparently 2 or 3 are out. Only one is in. If I
they're out as in they're in prison. So
No, they released 3, if I remember
Right.
correctly, and 1 is being kept back.
one is, as in you mean, one is being kept back.
Yeah.
But they also, during the Olympics and everything, they were flogged with chains publicly. And these guys, they're like such badass bitches. They come out and they still sing, and I love them. They're fabulous.
What balls? I've always said that
Exactly.
women have the biggest collection of musical
Ovaries.
Ovaries. Go on.
Yeah. So that, and this is basically about
By the
women.
way, I don't know if we can say ovaries.
We can say balls and not ovaries. What kind of
Balls are things you use in so many contexts, man. I went to the balls. They were
ovaries
great.
is medical.
Have you been to a balls where
Of
people
course,
dance?
of
In the
course.
north of India, it's called balls.
It's a balls.
Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. I was Cinderella till 12.
Considering you're Bengali,
Yeah, I
they
know.
also have a singular plural problem.
Balls.
Yeah, balls.
Balls.
The blue.
The blue.
I like to listen to the blue.
Oh, it is so good. Very, very good.
Very good.
Very good. But
Sorry.
yeah, so the second play is basically, it talks about all women poets and writers around the world who've been censored for writing about sex, who's been censored for writing about, passion, about on censored for
They
freedom
also
of
take on the
expression.
religious
Religion, of
aspects,
course.
don't they?
Yeah.
The Pussy Riot, the group.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but what we are dealing with, we are using pieces from, say, Taslima Nasreen, Kishwar Naheed, Fahmida Riza, Maya Angelou, Sylvia Plath.
If you're a
Eva
man locked in a lift with Taslima Nasreen, Kishwar Naheed, Eve Ensler, Isma Chugtai, Maya Angelou, and Sylvia Plath. Oh my God, that would have been fun. If you
It
were
would
a real
be
MCP,
fabulous.
What a play that would make. Like,
I
the guy stopped in the middle, and he's just the worst MCP ever.
Right.
And these are the 6 women around him.
I'm sorry, but have you seen M. Night Shyamalan's The Devil?
You mean his...
No, not every film. No, so he's got a film where you're locked in an elevator with the
Right.
devil.
Right.
So you get help for that MCP. This would be like the worst nightmare ever. I'm cracking a joke on Cyrus Brocha.
No, the interesting part is M. Night Shyamalan. We're not allowed to mention him. He's part of the whole. You said Pussy, you can say. Riot, you can't say. M. Night, you can't say. These are the list of names that are banned.
Dang! I should have
you.
had this list. Okay, but yeah. So we are using their poetry, their works and all of that. And we're talking about, it's all right.
Who's we?
The company. I'm
But
very,
you're the writer. Who's we?
as in the company.
You're just being nice. What the hell do they do? Get your tea.
Oh, dang.
Come on.
Okay, so
Arnesh, tell us the truth.
Right. So I'm
You're using all the
of
collection
their
of these so-called feminist writers,
feminist
if I may use the
writers,
frame.
of course, yes.
And
what's very interesting, of course, is the fact that we never tell men to stop talking about sex.
Yeah.
It's always a problem when women talk about sex. Like when women say, "Hey, I don't care anymore."
It was
Hey,
the famous poet Madonna who said, "Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk
Right,
about you and me."
exactly.
At which point I put it off.
okay.
So I don't know what happened after that.
Oh,
but, she promised. Her other songs were Papa Don't Preach, and then there was the one called Like a Virgin. I put it off
Right.
immediately. Just didn't get it.
That's very schizophrenic.
I'm sorry, yeah.
So the whole point is that, like, for example, if a man goes out and says, "You know what, I got laid like so much this week," you're like, "Woo, clap, slow clap."
It's a normal conversation.
Yeah, you're a stud.
Yeah.
A woman does that and everyone's calling her names. Everyone, like, you start with slut and you go down the road from there. And that doesn't make sense. Like, why can't women talk about coming? Why can't women talk about having a fabulous orgasm? Like, I don't get this. I really don't get
Why
that
is
bit.
sexual talk and innuendo only the bastion of men?
In the Bastion of Men, exactly. And I'll come to that in the fourth play because we have this fantastic scene in the fourth play. So I'll come to that later. So the third play after that moves on to, and oh, by the way, shockingly, which is something that I'm a tad, scared about, is the
Please.
fact that the two girls, the two actresses who are doing the second play, they are lesbians.
In real life.
No.
Oh, in
Who
the
cares
play.
about it in real life?
I'm a little weird that way. I love it when it's in real life. But no,
I can't talk about it in real life.
Oh, okay.
I know those dirty details of the theatre company,
Yeah.
but on stage,
They're portraying lesbian characters.
they are a lesbian couple. One of them is a writer who's been censured for whatever she's written, and the other one's just telling her that, you know what, who's deciding what's obscene, who's deciding the rules. So of course it's the majority, the gender majority, which is the men in this country. So so that's how the second piece
But it's
flows.
not that much of a majority. It's like 51% men, 49% women.
It doesn't feel
and
that
some
way.
of the men are men like me, which are hardly men. If
Yeah.
you look at it properly, it's almost cut to cut.
Yeah, it's almost cut to cut, but the point is that it's not cut to cut when it comes to rights.
Too much dominance by one
Exactly.
gender.
Like, and also it's not equally spread out in the country. Like, we know for a fact that if
Man,
you go
for,
up
a,
north,
for a feminist supporter, you use the strangest expressions. Really. Go on.
what do you just use?
Spread out.
Spread out.
I'm sorry. It's
That's a
just the media.
fantastic thing. Why can't women spread out?
Well, stop!
Man spread or like women spread.
Please don't make men spread. They just look terrible.
It's just terrible. Yeah. So that happens.
I want to ask you, but
Sure.
in Pussy Riot,
Right.
and I'm saying it's the name of the play, by the way, in case you're just tuning in.
Right.
In Pussy Riot, which I mentioned earlier,
Say it again.
Pussy Riot.
Say it again.
In Pussy Riot, do you actually deal with sex?
Yeah.
And sexual habits?
Yeah, habit.
There's
this whole 5-minute piece where
that's sex. 5 minutes, that's it. That's about it.
Yeah, 5 minutes where they talk about having sex with a man and enjoying it, having sex with women and enjoying it. So we've used this poetry by Famida Riza, where she initially everyone thought, so she's this Pakistani feminist poet, and when she released this poem, everyone thought...
What a safe place to be a feminist, no?
I know, right?
Pakistan.
I know, right?
See you soon. Yeah.
And she's still got the ovaries to be that. So.
Oh my God, stop it, will you?
Exactly.
You're scaring me, Arnesh.
Why can't I say ovaries?
You're like this black writer with a searing comedy and acidic tongue, and I'm getting caught in the middle. I'm scared of women, Indian or Pakistani.
Okay. So she writes this poem and everyone's like, oh my God, so they ban it because they initially thought it was about kissing a man. But then she said, oh no, it's about kissing a woman.
Oh my God.
And they were like, oh really?
We don't have it in the law. What do we do?
Yeah, exactly.
What do we do? Interesting.
So that's how confusing the space is, and that's how much fun.
Are we embarrassed to talk about sex? Like, if you do this kind of thing in the open, more and more stand-up comedians are doing it, but that's more a drinking crowd which comes already in the mood for that.
Right.
But when you do a play and it's sort of an erudite translation of your thought process, and does the audience get a little taken aback by the graphic description when a woman and another woman discuss lesbianism on stage?
So I remember,
which I will do with you now.
Oh, fabulous! That sounds amazing. But
pull your chest out. Okay. Arnesh, behave yourself. You're a writer first. Let me be the moron. Yeah.
Right. Oh no, come on.
So do we get thrown as an audience?
Oh yeah, I remember a play that I did. Like this one's going to open, so I don't know the reactions yet. But like 2 plays back, there was this play we did, Asylum, where this man actually wants another guy to get a boner so that he can get memories of his child abuse, and so that he can listen to these dirty crap and enjoy it. So it was this. I have to explain that
vicariously.
It was this
getting off on the other guy, getting aroused.
Exactly.
This is my story. You stole this from me. This is my pain.
You didn't copyright it. It's free out there.
I wrote it on the urinals. Which ones do you use?
That's Wikimedia Commons for India.
Damn you! It's Wikimedia. You said it yourself.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
So when you were doing this,
so when I did, I remember like people left like during the interval. That I remember this couple come.
But do they sigh and all that? I'm talking about immediate response.
They go. That's like the common thing, but I'm
so
like...
So as a writer, are you happy or unhappy?
Oh,
You're getting
happy.
a response.
I'm very happy.
The awkwardness is a huge response, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. When I'm looking around, I'm sitting in lights, and I'm looking around and I see people like look at each other and go like, are we supposed to react to this? What is going on?
So it proves your point.
It proves my point.
That they can't deal with that.
That they can't deal with that. And that's fantastic because I know they're going to think about it.
We sound like parrots. Say the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to come up with something interesting, right? Okay, right.
No, I like this experience. So you're sitting there and you're watching, come on, this is your work for God's sake.
Right.
And you're getting the kind of reaction which you really want.
Right.
It's easy to get a clap.
Right.
It's easy to get a laugh sometimes if you write something funny.
Absolutely.
But to actually go under the skin and get that point where the person is like feeling uncomfortable because it's a statement on the society they live in and how they can't deal with sex.
Right. They can't deal with sex at all. And I've realized that because a Marathi group after that, because the play I'm talking about, Asylum, was in English, wanted to do the play in Marathi, and they were like...
What is sex in Marathi?
No idea.
Oh my God! You live in Mumbai cha mulga, and you don't know what is this sex in the Marathi.
Sex is sex.
That's true.
Everywhere.
You just have to point and wink.
Yeah, you just have to point.
That's the universal way. So they were doing it.
Yeah, they were doing it, and they were like, "You'll have to edit." And I'm like, "I'm not editing anything." And they're like, "You'll have to edit almost 70% of the script." I'm like, "What are we doing? Like I don't know, YouTube video after this? It makes no sense." They were like, "Because it has to be sanitized for the crowd because the Marathi theatre crowd is extremely stiff-collared, and even in Bombay, they are very stiff-collared in Nagpur and Pune, but even in Bombay, they're very stiff-collared.
And they have a huge tradition of theatre.
Exactly.
And yet they don't tackle these issues, you're saying.
Exactly. That's very surprising because if you have the Lavani and the Tamasha, I'm sorry.
And the satire.
And the satire.
They have Deshpande and gang.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're fine with objectification, but you have issues talking about sex. That's just hypocritical to a whole new level. But that's at Bollywood. So yeah, that's that. So
when the crowd cringes, you've hit the mark.
I've hit the mark. Exactly.
Okay. And just again to promote this, I want people to go and see Pussy Riot. There will be cringe moments.
Very cringe moments. So yeah.
And people can question their own sexuality and their sexual prowess and their sexual attitudes and their sexual norms and even the way they look at each other, male and female.
Right. And a very important part of Pussy Riot is the fact that we don't need to label each other. Why do we have to continuously, like every single time I see someone, our natural instinct is to like, oh, so is this person straight or gay? Is this person like, I don't know, man or woman? Is this person happy
Have
or
I
sad?
slept with that person before?
Oh.
And can I feel the pain?
That's something I...
Sorry, I'm just
No, that's a label by which I see the whole of the city.
I'm so sorry. My play was a little different. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I get it. So, but there is this continuous need to label people.
So,
right?
are we getting into sort of conclusions with each of these mini plays?
Yeah. It's not like open-ended.
Right.
It's not open-ended.
Yeah, which is a new thing.
Yeah.
Let the audience fill it in.
Right.
Lazy writer. You tell me who the murderer is, and I'll get back to you in 20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, maybe we can share notes. Maybe what do you think? We can do 2 endings.
Are they physically graphic on stage, the 2 girls?
Yeah,
but it sound like a lecherous uncle, but I'll say more clinically.
No, but it's we've had to, initially it was, like that's when you let,
Why do you cut that?
The thing is that the censor board also needs us to sanitize the scripts to a certain extent, sanitized ways.
So we still can't have 2 women kissing on stage?
No, a peck maybe, but no.
Peck?
A peck maybe.
You charge me 4,000 rupees and it's a peck.
Yeah, I'm not charging you 4,000 rupees. This is not NCPA.
Not NCPA, thank God. The parking is a nightmare there.
I know.
So after that I get a peck, I'll be shooting myself in the foot.
Yeah, this is not NCPA. I can't afford NCPA. I'm like the real...
You're the anti-NCPA.
Yeah.
It's like the
off-Broadway. I've performed in NCPA.
The off-Broadway community looks down on Broadway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that. We are the poorer ones, basically.
Let's move on. And theatre is the poor man's expression. It should not be hijacked.
Yeah, exactly.
We have films for that. Let's move to the next
So
play.
the third play is where we discuss masculinity and about what...
Machismo?
Machismo, yeah, machismo. What being a
Which
man...
you and I know nothing of.
Oh, why? No, the point is that that's because we tell ourselves and society tells us this is what a man should be. So here we have a female prostitute and a hijra, a eunuch, falling in love with each other. And she's like, we don't care about the body. I'm not looking for sex. Because, hey, I get enough of that.
They have a connection. It's
there is this element within him which continuously keeps telling him that you can't be the man in her life because, well, you're Mr. No Balls, right? So you've been castrated.
Mr. No Balls?
Yeah.
For a sensitive writer.
Yeah, but no, the reason why is because that's the attitude that this other element that's within him keeps telling him that you don't deserve to be a man. And the problem is that it's only in the Southeast Asian part of the world where eunuchs dress up as women. If you go to Europe, if you go to America, there, like if you see Game of Thrones, like which is medieval, God knows what period, Varys, the guy who's actually, who's a eunuch, is not dressing up like a woman. It's because in this part of the world, it's been told that if you're anything less than a man, you're immediately a woman. Like women are always less than men. Like it's the same, or like you're born out of a rib, which is just
so bullshit. Where's the eunuch?
So that's the point. So the eunuch says that I don't
Is it a he or a she? What do you say for eunuch?
For eunuch, you can, whatever the eunuch chooses.
It
doesn't matter. The eunuch can, that's the point. The eunuch can choose.
You stick your neck out for no one. No, it didn't work.
I'm sticking my neck out for everyone right now. But that's the point, that you don't have to call eunuchs she just.
So what do they do for sex in this case? Sorry again to interrupt.
Right.
What do they do? They have a connection spiritually.
Everything is not about sex.
But they have sex with other partners. No, I'm just exploring the.
No, they decide to get physical with each other, and
in spite of the fact that as you put it, no balls.
Right. Yeah. In spite of the fact that maybe he will not be able to.
So she got a free hit.
Yeah.
To take the cricketing terminology further.
I know nothing about cricket.
Neither do I. I'm just trying to.
So sometimes, hey, I think we can very clearly say that sometimes when it comes to sex, it's not just about the finishing act, right? The whole process of being with someone itself.
It's also about the receipt. Oh, sorry. No, that's my case. I'm so sorry.
My Lord.
So sorry. My dad's very clear. Get the receipt. Okay, we can file the taxes with this. Get the receipt. Get it stamped.
Can you really file the taxes?
Of course you can. Haven't you been
no receipts?
Little Pleasures? Back in Bangkok? It's lovely.
So that's the whole angle where they say that,
Coming back to the manliness, so are you making light of the manliness when he's what is the right word, eunuch?
Yeah. No, not light of the manliness. The whole point is it's a commentary on society. That you don't...
stereotypes.
Yeah, don't stereotype. You don't have to immediately say that being a man... See, come on. We are always thrown with words like performance, sexual prowess. The amount... If you log into any channel on networks like, say, Post 12, 1231, everyone is advertising basically Indian versions of Viagra. So it just doesn't make sense. Why is that...
They're much cheaper, huh?
They're much cheaper.
But you shouldn't buy it.
Yeah. So, I have a very interesting story on that, but...
Tell me.
Okay, so the point is that, you know when Baba Ramdev went all batshit crazy and said that he's going to cure homosexuality?
Right.
And then, so when we were in the magazine, I was like super gung-ho. I'm like, I want to see what he's going to do. I want to know what his process is. So I wrote to them, I wrote various mails to them. And then like the Yog Ashram, which according to Baba Ramdev in his interviews, he said that you come over, I will put you together with other people in my ashram and I will heal you. So I was like, okay, game. I'm ready to go. My editor was like, you quit and go. I don't take responsibility for you. I'm like, fine. So then I'm like, I wrote to them and they were like, you know what? Like, they replied, you don't need a stay at the yoga ashram. Please contact the Patanjali, medical center, the Ayurvedic center.
So she's going to give you a couple of pills.
Yeah. So then I called them up, and after like 5 calls, so there's this very funny lady. She's like, I'm like, I need to talk to the Vedji, and I'm on Google translating to Hindi, like Shuddh Hindi, because like I don't know how to say homosexuality in Hindi. So and all that I don't know. So
जब दो आदमी खड़े हैं, something like that.
हाँ, एक दूसरे के लिए जब खड़ा होता है.
Oh,
exactly.
Brother,
I'm not allowed to say that.
You're a riot with no pussy.
No pussy. Yeah. So yeah, and she's like, आप बताइए problem क्या है? I'm like, नहीं, आप वैद जी के साथ बात करें.
There goes the sex out of everything. That one line, yeah.
Yeah, आप बताइए problem क्या है?
बताइए problem क्या है?
Then she's like, कि नहीं क्या है? Symptom क्या है? I'm like, symptom. She like, sir, दर्द पेट में दर्द क्या है symptom? I'm like, मुझे लड़के अच्छे लगते. And she like, लड़के? Oh नहीं, आप एक काम करो, आप कल फोन करो. Then 3 phone calls later, I talked to Veg.
What are you saying? It's like an investigative report, yeah.
Yeah, then after that, I'm talking to Veg. I finally get through to the Veg. He's like, and I'm like, नहीं शादी नहीं हो रहा है घर पे मम्मी पापा बहुत टेंशन में है क्या करे. And he gives me Ashwashila. And he's like, just go to this bloody link that we have and like buy it. And I read up on Ashwashila, and you can go and check it out on the website, their website too. It is basically Viagra, and it tells you can perform like a Superman in bed.
How does it help the homosexuality of
No
one of the
idea.
seasons?
I think supposedly...
They've not understood anything.
I have no clue. So my point is that, hey, your dudes, your bosses
So one second, you go, because he says he can cure, so-called, if you can use the word, homosexuality.
Yeah.
You go there, and they give you Viagra, so you have an erection.
Right.
It's good. They've not
Exactly.
figured out
And you're going to
be
be a Superman in bed. So like, well, you're a fabulous top.
The whole idea of the homosexuality is gone out of the window.
So the point, but you see, the stress at the end of the day comes down to performance. They always think that you're being less than a man because, hey, you're not being able to satisfy your woman.
Oh.
The perception is so weird.
So now you'll be able to go at it with women.
Exactly.
With the help of this aid. Now I understood their thinking.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough.
See, that's the whole thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Like
he's making millions. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
And that lady who picked up the phone, she's got 4 BMW cars. She's fantastically rich.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just living off his Maggie, right?
She wears I Love Viagra t-shirts and walks around.
Yeah. Ramdev rocks.
Something like that. But I don't think she'd take it that far. Come on, have you met him?
No,
show some respect.
Oh, God.
He's a great man.
Right. So that's the third play.
So the third play is the questioning stereotypes
on
from different angles.
Masculinity. It's called Do Boond Roshni Ki.
There you go. Yeah. And then the fourth
play is called The Idiots.
The Idiots, yeah.
And the fourth play is something I really enjoy because I love doing meta-narrative.
What narrative?
Okay. So I
know, but they don't know, na.
All right. Of course.
So for them, we'll tell.
Yeah. So you know how you have a film within a film within a film.
Of course, I know.
I'm not talking to you now. I'm referring to they.
The people listening.
The wonderful they.
God, why wouldn't they listen? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. So then you have a play within a play within a play. So here basically you break that out and you have your actors, and also we are breaking the fourth wall. Can I also again go out spewing gyan on the fourth wall?
The fourth dimension, so to speak. Yeah.
Have you seen Deadpool? Have you seen that dialogue where he goes like...
It's expensive, $300 in...
don't watch it. Just download it. Oh, dang. That's illegal.
You can't do that.
No, download.
How can you do that?
But in Deadpool, he actually goes like... He's talking to the audience. He goes like, I'm breaking the fourth wall within the fourth wall. That's like 16 walls, bitches. I'm like, okay.
Is the square root of 4 what?
16, yeah. 4.
That's the multiplication. Deadpool doesn't know freaking maths.
But isn't 4 into 4 16?
Just stick to what you're doing. Change society. Leave the maths alone.
Fine.
Yeah. Baba Ramdev will give you a tonic for that. Number mein problem? Parishan? No problem. Toink. Say madam. Beja mein.
So
coming back to the breaking the fourth wall, tongue-in-cheek comedy.
Yeah, so basically it's really, really chilled out. This is where the piece where the actors of the first 3 plays come out and they go like, you know what, this play was really boring. Why on earth are we sitting down? Why are you guys listening to this? Just go out. You guys want some jinchak and jushum, right? Go out there on a weekend. You're wasting time watching this play.
So self-deprecating, tongue-in-cheek sort of look at.
Starts with that, and it deals with objectification. It deals with escapism. That the fact that we want to run away from reality. You don't want to go out there, pay $300 on a one movie outing right now is $1,000 if you include your popcorns and crap. Yeah. You don't want to pay $1,000 to go out there and watch your own life. You don't want to watch the shit that's around you. So you want to give the money to Dilwale and sing his bling because wow, they're such fantastic pieces
The
of art.
costumes are great, the scenic locales. And you know who's the main lead.
Right, of course. So you want to give the money to that and not say if I had to talk just about films, not say something like a Masan, for example, which is a smaller film, which is talking about your reality.
Which is 9 people watched.
Which is just 9 people. Exactly. So the point is that so in this play, for example...
Even the producer went to sing his Bling on the same day. I saw him. I was disgusted.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
So speaking of disgust, sorry to interrupt you, but we need to take a break.
Of course.
Not because we have sponsors, but only because my tongue is paining.
Right.
So we'll take a break, then we'll come back. But man, you talk too much, bro. You talk too much.
Is that
I couldn't get a word in, man. Couldn't get a word in.
Oh, okay.
So next half, let me say something.
Absolutely.
Cyrus says, stop picking your nose, listen to this ad.
Now, if you want to listen to some brilliant indie music from all over the country, it's really simple. You can find me on Made in India. That's madeinindia.in. My name is May, and it's spelled M-A-E-D. Now, I've had some great artists on the show, including the likes of Nikhil D'Souza, The Cognac Net, Last Remaining Light, Tejas Menon, The Other People, Alicia Pays, Lakshmi Baum, Vasudha Sharma, Ankur Tiwari, and so many more. Now, if you want to subscribe, you can go to iTunes or Stitcher or your favorite podcast app, or you can find me on my website. That's madeinindia.in. That's M-A-E-D, or on Twitter and Facebook on Made in India.
And yes, Arnesh is still with us here. The show is called Cyrus Says. I was cutting his flow. We're talking about the fourth dimension, which is what he explores or breaks through in the fourth playlet of his full play Charpai.
Right.
But you also discussing audience reactions,
right?
Which is very different from what you'd expect in an evolving democracy. We've actually gone the other way philosophically, right?
Absolutely.
We just hide our heads under the sand and don't want to look at reality or don't put the mirror up to your face. It's all about let's just see a good-looking woman dance somewhere in Switzerland.
Right.
They do make those films, right?
They just
I don't watch anything.
Yeah, they still do. No, but even in the fourth play, for example, we actually just have an item number out of nowhere because we are like,
oh, sweet.
We are like, mahal thoda serious ho gaya na, to matlab item number dalna pada. So we actually do
and
stuff.
with those regressive lyrics, no?
Yeah.
I love the ones with the same word repeats 5 times, you know?
Yeah, and you have a rapper coming in.
Tuk 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 tuk, illu illu, illu illu. Those types, those really go for me.
That's right. Oh yeah, that's the 90s.
Illu for me, 90s, our generation.
Our generation, yes.
Illu illu is the most poetic writing I have ever read in my life or listened to because listen to it.
Of course.
Illu illu, and it repeats. Illu illu. Then the final line which I like. Illu ka matlab, pause.
Right.
I love you.
That's fabulous.
Now you tell me, after the age of 5, would you be able to write such a lyric
Not at all.
in your life? No.
Not at all.
This is fantastic.
But that's the best. That's the time when you do your best work, right?
I think so. I think we there's a lot to be said about being a very small person. Go on. Back to you. Back to your story.
So that's what we are dealing in the
So let me just sum this up. So we've got 3 hard-hitting plays.
Right.
He's looking at different aspects of things we are uncomfortable with.
Right.
A lot of it to obviously do with sexuality, which is actually a mirror for all our other problems as well.
Right.
And then in the fourth, you do the self-deprecating, mocking, satirical work where you basically say, look, but this is what you really want because you guys don't want to see anything.
Right.
And actually those poor guys who come to see your play are the ones who are willing to take the risk.
Right.
You got to do this in NCPA with the people who come to see my play.
Oh, really?
Come on.
No, but in NCPA the response is basically,
but where is the singer?
Where is the singer? Yeah. There the response is, oh God, have you heard the chattering during intervals when they come out for their
I hate
Chinese
the
sandwiches?
coughing. From my early days, I did my first play at 14.
Right.
It's not changed. Some idiot has a cough. I have a bad throat today, for example. But nobody wants to... That's not a problem. They're like the 9th actor.
Right.
There's 7 people on stage and there are 2 guys coughing.
Right.
So you'll be like, I got to tell you, son, I have HIV AIDS. Some poignant moment like that in the play. And they'll be and then everybody starts giggling and you lose the whole moment.
Right.
It's just amazing how theatre, the absurd performance of the spectators and the audience has not improved.
Right. That's true.
Audiences suck. Let's just tell the truth.
Yeah, because they go and watch the wrong plays in the city.
And they don't have the etiquette.
No, they don't.
Appreciate, listen, clap, applaud. And if you don't like, you can express yourself, no problem. But don't cough.
Yeah, don't cough.
And then suddenly, what about the guy in the second row who's got all the money for the 5,000 rupee ticket and the phone goes off? And he goes, Javeri bhai, no, aap to main natak ke main hu, baad mein phone karta hai. Biju. It's ridiculous.
Oh God, yeah. The phone going off is the worst. That's the worst.
I remember Nasiruddin Shah once walked out of one of his 4,000 Chekhov monologues that he did, consecutively till Chekhov himself came back and said, shut the up. But yeah.
And then he took to Ismat Chuktai and then now Einstein.
Yeah, then he said, okay, I'll get the next people. Yeah. But he actually said in a very sarcastic veneer, sir, why don't you take your phone and we'll all wait and then I'll continue.
Right.
And then the audience clapped and that guy was caught between the sarcasm, not exactly following. And he was like, 1 minute, Renuka, I'm allowed to talk. Like, what the hell's happening? Theatre's a strange place.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're fighting against television, film, internet, where people can express themselves openly.
Right.
You're fighting against theatre abroad, etc.
Right.
So I think if we don't make a point, what's the point? You got to punch hard.
Yeah, I think the thing is that what we've also started with this play is that we are trying to go a little multimedia with it. We've also started a web series called Ball Talks. So
I must say, you've really gone for the double entendre.
Yeah, I know, right? Like,
no balls, ball talks, pussy riot.
If people are still not getting it,
Still not getting it.
Yeah.
Let's go watch.
So we started on that because the whole.
And do you have these TV stars acting, which is the new phenomenon? Let's put a TV star in your play.
Right. No, we don't.
Oh, thank God.
Oh no. My company is all about amateurs, people
out of work, real actors who read a lot.
I don't know what real actors, people who just interested in theatre, because supposedly being poor is being real. That's just the most idiotic idea.
But that's a more success-failure situation. It's got nothing to do with anything.
No, because what happens in theatre in the city, everyone thinks that, oh my God, if you're like the cotton khadi wearing guy with a beard and
that leftist theatre philosophy is not complete. Again, you talk about stereotypes going back there.
Yeah, exactly.
When are we going to end it?
Yeah, I know. Right.
So listen, Arnesh, let's move a little away now from your place. Let's talk about you, the person.
Oh my God.
All right.
Okay.
Apparently, you run a very successful publication business called Rolling Stone, which is an international magazine of huge value, and you are the boss.
Don't get me.
So much for leftist, my foot.
Oh my Lord. If my bosses are listening to this, I don't.
Are you still with the Rolling Stone?
I'm still with Rolling Stone. I'm with Manswell. Manswell is the magazine.
Is it Rolling Stone or Rolling Stones? But that's the rock group, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's Mick Jagger. Come on, 90s.
No, I've read the Rolling Stone. I'm just trying to remember with singular or plural. Living in Delhi for a long time, I forget all these things.
That's terrible.
Already Rolling Stone is in town, yaar.
Oh,
performing.
You shouldn't be living in Delhi.
The Delhi guys were chatting that in the plane I was coming back last week.
Okay.
Oh, BG, BG. They are coming here. We got to watch it. I was like, okay.
You're talking about like performing grandmother?
Yeah, but there are three of them. Or at least there were three of them.
Okay.
It's singular.
Right.
The BG is coming.
BG is coming.
Indian player are here. All 11 in the cricket team is here sitting.
So I'm a journalist with Mansfield and Rolling Stone magazine. So that's
your paid gigs.
That's my paid. That's by day and by night.
Let's look at that and then we come back to the play side.
Absolutely.
So what do you do? So music obviously has to be your.
So for Rolling Stone, I'm more involved with Mansfield. Mansfield is the magazine that owns Rolling Stone in India. Right. So I write on Bollywood, fashion, food.
So you have to watch Bollywood films?
Yeah.
Or can you just lie?
Sometimes.
So you write on Bollywood, fashion?
Bollywood, fashion, food, alcohol and travel. And music is of course alongside, but it's primarily these other sectors.
So give us a quick rundown on all these topics. Come on, let's start with Bollywood. What thoughts that come to your head immediately? What's happening right now in the Bollywood scene? Are we going in the right direction, wrong direction?
We are going in no direction. It's terrible. Like
at
no
least
one
not one direction.
No, at least I think that's worse than no direction. I agree. But yeah, I think no one knows what they want to do. Everyone is confused. Is
the independent film market getting bigger in India?
Oh my God, no.
Indie films,
no.
Guys with their own thought process.
No. Because see, the indie guys have themselves become a part of the industry now. Anurag Kashyap is not indie anymore.
It is success and they get sold out.
Exactly. So Anurag Kashyap is like Karan Johar, just uglier.
I
can't say that.
You can.
I can. But
you can. But I'm just digesting that. Man, you punch hard. You really punch above your weight, man.
Yeah, he's hardly groomed.
Shall we just name 20 celebrities and let you curse them? I mean, that's just
that would be fantastic. Do that.
What a show that'll be.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I think that even the young guys, even the young actors who want to do interesting
What do you think
stuff,
of Ranbir Kapoor?
I think, oh my God, this is so weird that I'm like talking like this about these people, but I think he's extremely talented. It's just that he kind of gets lost sometimes. But
you should just use a GPS. Stop it.
Cyrus, come on.
I take that back. I apologize. Ranveer Singh?
Ranveer Singh is fantastic on screen. Off screen, not at all.
He needs to go to Swiss finishing school.
Yeah, there's someone with a butterfly net and a tranquilizer out there for him.
Yeah.
He needs to shut up.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the older guy, Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir?
Shah Rukh is fantastic. Salman, I don't go anywhere near to, because I'm young. I don't want to. I walk on the streets.
Okay, stop it. Amir.
Thank you.
What is he about Amir and this whole controversy and the flack that he got? What the whole thing about I can't live in India, my wife doesn't feel safe.
Hey, a man can say whatever he wants, man. Just
what about democracy? You can't say anything anymore.
Yeah.
And given a choice, where would you live, for example? If I gave you a chance to live in, say, Croatia, would you take it?
No. Yeah.
Germany? California?
No. Can I just be really, really... I can sound very mere desh ki dharti and all that. I'd love to live in Srinagar. I've been there 7-8 times and I love that
I've got a little something for you. It's a 4.44 caliber. I'm just giving it to you.
That's stereotyping.
Stereotyping.
Hashtag stereotype. Hashtag. But
I'm not giving you any bullets. Don't worry about it.
That is so
you
fun.
want to go to Srinagar.
Yeah, but Srinagar is fantastic. Or else it's Europe is nice. I love Europe.
All right. You can keep going from Srinagar. Just keep going north.
Just
find
keep
your
going
way.
north, right?
Take a right, a little ahead, and
Won't you like land up in China?
You may, and then you'll say, okay.
Okay, I should get
Maybe
out
I'll
of
go
it.
back to Srinagar.
Yeah, this feels like me being minority.
All right. Stop it. My God, you're a racist.
But I am minority.
Oh,
Hey,
you are,
like,
you are.
Yeah, come on. Let's
Okay.
not be
All right.
racist.
Let's move on to fashion.
Yeah, right.
Give us some tips.
Wear black.
Really?
Yeah,
I mean, can I just expose the underbelly of this whole fashion nonsense?
Right,
Isn't it
please,
all a
right.
fraud?
It is.
To some extent.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
people
is.
just act very intelligent about it and they analyze it and like it's rocket science and they go through layers and layers and tangents and tangents and find some kind of reason why. But at the end of the day, I saw this guy wearing pink spandex and he said it's in and I'm like, okay.
No, it's not.
It was never in.
It was
pink
never in.
spandex, let's go on record here, was never in ever.
Spandex was never
Spandex
in ever.
was never in ever in the history of the world.
Yeah,
so anyone
never.
wearing spandex, you are wrong.
You are wrong. It's as simple as
Do
that.
Indian women wear black too often though? You find that when you go out, all the go
Because
to
it's a
party.
safe color. It's hiding your weight. It's hiding
Oh,
your
my low
height.
self-esteem. But it doesn't happen abroad. It's here, it's very dominant.
Because we have low self-esteem.
Why do we have low self-esteem?
Because we're an
British?
ugly bunch of people.
That we are. About
Exactly.
time somebody admits that.
Yeah,
I'm
Indians
saying
are the
ban
ugliest.
mirrors in India. Take them out.
Exactly.
A very painful experience.
You know what I do sometimes to feel good about myself?
I have photographs of Richard Gere and I look at them and I like, oh, I'm looking good today. That's what I do. You?
I go to the domestic airport.
And you feel better?
Yeah,
Try the train
I
station.
I see the people coming in and I'm like, ugly, 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 ugly. No, a friend and I, we actually want to start something called bitchyourugly.com.
Yeah.
Where you submit your photographs and we tell you you're ugly.
Your ugly scale. You should have a scale.
Yeah, ugly scale.
And celebrity should be on the scale so you can, you're as ugly as X or as ugly as Y.
So you
or
start
below,
from like
between X and Y.
Yeah, you start from like and you go up to like, I don't know, KRK.
What? KRK, I thought, right. He's been out of the news for a long time.
Oh, no, aren't you following his reviews? You should.
No, please,
Yeah,
listen.
yeah.
I have very little time. I spend that with my hand,
course.
writing. Now, young man.
Can you take like a moment?
Travel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, travel. Yeah, love traveling.
Do you get to travel a lot? Do they send
lot.
you the cheap magazines spend money?
No, the brands take us, right?
The brands take you.
The
Okay,
magazines are cheap.
so give us a couple of places to go to, not the done to death places, please.
Turkey. Istanbul is fantastic.
Yes, if there's no problems there, yeah. It's too close to Syria. I get a little scared now.
Every place has problems. Oh, you think we don't have problems? Look at us like...
We don't have a choice. We have to live here.
Exactly, but other people feel the
I
same
can't
way
even
with
afford
us.
to live outside my parents' house.
Oh my god, no. You should
Except
be
when
getting...
I'm punished.
Oh, right.
Do you stay with your parents?
No, I don't. My parents are in a different city.
Lucky. Where are they?
They're in Calcutta.
Oh, superb.
Yeah.
Why do you leave Calcutta? I love Calcutta.
It's terrible. It's slow.
It's nice. It's got a nice pace.
It's
and
Khusro Bagh.
you
No
can
wonder
chat
you
with
like
anyone.
it.
Yeah,
the whole vibe of Calcutta is Khusro Bagh. I love Khusro Bagh, but I can't stay there for life.
What the hell are you talking about? You know, our party in Calcutta was back in Colaba. Okay. Travel.
But
Any music?
Music, I listen to a lot of Indian stuff. So I'm not...
But what is Indian stuff? I mean, Indian stuff is what?
Indian stuff as in Hindustani, classical, Carnatic.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of that.
Can you sing a Carnatic vocal for us?
No, I can't sing Carnatic. I've been trained in Hindustani.
Okay, can you come on, please?
Oh God,
We've
this is
never had
terrible.
anyone do that. I've tried to get Kishori Amonkar on the phone, but she screamed and abused, and apparently she was singing. So can you, please?
Oh my lord. Can I just sing a ghazal? Is that all right?
All right.
Yeah.
But not the whole thing, huh?
Not the whole thing.
Yeah, because after about 30-40 seconds, the listener
No, I'm not that
object, I
narcissistic.
can't do anything.
No.
All right.
So, आज जाने की जिद ना करो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो आज जाने की जिद ना करो.
Fantastic. What I really like about this, and I mean no disrespect, you almost feel like you're on a treadmill and the person's running and singing. You know, when they actually hold the notes and all that. It feels like that. But what a nice voice you have, and I mean this really, and I'm sure people have told you. So if things don't work out as a writer, you can sing.
Ah, yeah.
Do you sing in your own plays?
I have. Yeah, I have. This is the first time actually. We've actually recorded two original compositions.
You've written them as well?
Yeah, I haven't written them. A very dear friend of mine has written them, and
Okay.
because I suck in Urdu,
Yeah.
but I've composed them.
I
and
got
performed.
the whole thing. A very dear friend, because then you don't have to pay him. You just have to say nice things, and it goes on like
No,
that.
there are other things involved.
Stop it. I don't want to know about
So,
your
yeah.
bloody extracurricular
There are
affairs.
better things than money in life.
Oh, dear.
I was talking about cupcakes.
Not for me.
I was talking about cupcakes.
Arnesh, not for me.
Really?
No.
Oh, dang.
I got nothing. Anyway, thank you so much. I think we've run out of time. We have an AMA section coming up, but I want to quickly remind people it's called Charpai.
Right.
You go and check out the place. It'll travel hopefully all over India as well. It
Inshallah,
won't be
yes.
stuck in just Mumbai.
Absolutely.
It's a man speaking his mind and challenging society as I cough. That's my ghazal. You like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Do it again for you.
Okay.
AMA coming
my
up.
God.
Cyrus says, ask me anything. If you want Cyrus to answer your questions on air, send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com. If you send us a link to a sound file on SoundCloud, we'll even play you asking the question in your own voice. And that's what Cyrus says.
Here on the AMA, Arnesh Ghose, writer, playwright, and above all, a man who's changing society one step at a time. Believe me, he wears his ballet shoes and does that. And he also sings ghazals, and he's going to answer every single question on the AMA. We have 20.
Okay, all right. So the first question we have is from Pooja. Her question is, how much of this pay and park do you think is really real, and how much is
Pay
a
and
scam?
park?
How much pay and park is real, and how much
this
is
is my
a scam?
pet topic. I think a lot of it is an absolute scam.
I think it's a
okay,
scam.
Unless you're sticking. What do you do with the Perchi anyway? Have you seen, looked at it?
I don't.
It is small figures in Devanagari. You can't even understand.
It is 2016. The fact that this functions on a Perchi is like
It's
it
rubbish.
means
It's rubbish. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like how
everything
why,
is tagged. You tag and whoop, you're out.
Why would any of this stuff why would any of this function on Perchis? I mean, like how difficult is it to
No,
put
who owns that bloody park?
Yeah.
Nobody. It's not clear ever.
Yeah, so I have
Govind Rao and Sons. We own the park.
Exactly.
Whatever.
I have no issues with pay and park as a concept, right?
Yeah.
I think the idea that people need to pay to park to kind of make sure that less people are parking.
Also, you make it worth your while. You
Yeah.
spend the day going, traveling, and parking because
Yeah.
it's worth your while. You
Exactly.
just F around and
Right.
just park to look at Rhythm House
Right,
music.
exactly. So I think
Yeah.
pay and park as a concept makes sense, right? But I think that what they're doing with this, I think most of it is scammy. I find this Perchi nonsense to be just like ridiculous.
If we had those tolls, which were all fake for years in Maharashtra, and God knows these other states have followed the model, and they minted money and nobody even questioned it. I mean,
sure
ministers
that-
will go through. I mean, it's just so hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'm sure this is all. I'm not all of it, but I'm sure that a big chunk
I
of
think
it
they
is.
should be our government or BMC, who comes on the BMC, they should be very open about what's happening and say, look, here it is, 10-point program. This is the car park. This is how we own it. This is how the money is collected. This is the rates.
And let me ask you this, right? I mean, like, if they really want, if this was not a scam, and I'm sure this is a scam with people in government essentially being bribed to issue tenders.
Somebody on the line, somebody issued the tender and money was made.
Right.
Yeah,
So money is
absolutely.
being made in that sense.
Please
right?
let Arnesh say something. He's the social
No, that's
activist.
sorry.
And all he
Yes.
said is yes so far.
No, because the point is that it doesn't make sense, because most of the places, if you see, like, say, if you take Low Parel or you take town, it's just under flyovers. It's not like anyone is designating any space for parking.
Nothing, they just make it up.
They just make
on
it
the
up.
spot,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you should
yeah.
park here.
Yeah, exactly.
200 rupiya.
Exactly, and they just walk out and they just tell you. And the point is that it's just a random guy. It's just a random guy who can just walk out of somewhere and just tell you have to give him.
Yeah,
like
give me
110,
$20. Okay, here,
20
take
bucks.
20 bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not even dressed. He's
not even dressed.
Outfit. He's not even dressed. It doesn't say Kanga and Sons car park.
And
Nothing.
if our government wanted this thing to be efficient, tell me how difficult would it be to put in a smart card system for
Exactly.
this? I mean, like, really,
I'm saying discourage people to park.
Yeah.
You want to make it expensive, fine.
you want exactly make it
You
expensive.
want less
but
cars on the road.
If you
Yeah,
want
that
to
makes
make
sense.
money, then
I
just-
want more cows and less cars. Sorry, Amit.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that the government wants to make money on parking, which is obviously a goal as well, and to reduce congestion because make it expensive to come and park. If you issue these smart cards, make people pay. Like say that okay, you put $2,000 in advance, and then you
Right.
you're charged X amount per hour that you go in. The government gets to keep that $2,000.
And if you're really
in
rich, you just
advance.
park for no reason. Look, I got the money.
Yeah,
But now I have a
exactly.
question for you, Arnesh.
Right.
And that is, how do you say parking in Bengali?
Parking.
Isn't it per?
Why would be per?
Is it more per?
No, there's just per. There's per where there has to be per. That's a different word.
But parking, it is parking.
No,
These people are parking in front of me.
Khan in the Coke ad.
They're not parking.
No one talks like that.
Then who the hell talks like this? Like,
No one.
because they
Not
destroy
Bengalis
the-
talk like
destroy
that.
the Indian look and dialect.
Good Lord.
I've been doing f***ing jokes in Bengalis for the last 3 years.
I'm so glad you didn't say parking because that's what.
Can we blame it on the Orias?
Oh, we blame everything on the Orients. We also
There
blame
you
it on the
go.
Biharis, but well, even Maharashtrians do that. So yeah.
You know, the Bible, excuse me, the Bible says love thy neighbor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all about hate thy neighbor.
Exactly.
It's a DNA thing around the world. You have a neighbor, you hate them.
Maharashtrians hate Gujaratis, Bengalis hate Orias.
There you go. Mexicans hate Americans, Americans hate
Exactly.
Mexicans, Donald Trump hates everyone.
I'm trying to figure out which neighbor loves the neighbor.
No, they don't. North Korea, South Korea. Give me a
North Korea, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what is that? Good fences make good neighbors.
Oh, good fences make very good neighbors.
Yeah, you want them away from you. You don't want them
Absolutely.
close.
Let's leave the Republican Party out of this and let's move to the next question.
Okay. All right. The next question is from, I don't have a name over here. What do you think of the new Archie TV show?
Not seen. Arnesh, you're the
No
guy.
idea.
You're on the,
No, it's just announced. It's not out yet.
but you're on the ball here. You're the man who covers this.
Yeah, but they just
Archie-
announced it. They haven't come out.
They
it's
played
just
with
announced.
Archie.
Just announced.
I think they
Archie
should have
is-
stopped long back. They shouldn't have killed him. They shouldn't have done the stupid zombie crap.
Yeah.
Like, for crying out loud, let us enjoy nostalgia. It's like,
Yeah.
why do you want to keep bringing
Yeah, I also
things
feel that.
back?
So sad.
I
Yeah.
feel like the Doc reboot thing is kind of overdone.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Like,
overdone.
right.
It's
I mean, like-
unnecessary.
And Archie, how do you Doc reboot Archie?
exactly.
Stop
Man.
killing our heroes.
Yeah.
Although why is Archie my hero, I don't know. But
Yeah, why?
Betty and Veronica.
I'm sorry, just don't tell anybody else, all right?
You know, like the whole 90s
By
thing,
the way, I
yeah.
like Betty always better than Veronica. Am I the only one?
No, it's not even close. Veronica's like a...
But she was like the hottie and Betty
She
was the simple
wasn't.
girl.
Betty was just as hot. Betty was probably
I wish
hotter.
I married Betty.
Yeah, I just think Veronica's a little misunderstood. Just because she's the stereotype of the bad bitch, the girl who's the you
What happened to
know.
your leftist leanings? Now you want the rich one.
No, it's not what
Betty, I say.
Why?
Betty works at
I don't
cupcakes.
have leftist leanings. Look where I work. Yeah, but it's about that you know, the girl who wears more makeup and who's like sexier, so immediately she has to be the bad
Well,
girl.
all I know is that Priyanka Chopra will feature. Because
Yeah,
everything new is
possibly.
being made in America.
Right.
Priyanka Chopra is there.
Chopra.
Yeah, possibly.
Priyanka Chopra as Veronica.
And-
that could work.
That's news. Woo.
Unless Donald Trump comes to power, in which case we can't have the ethnicities.
Yes, of course. Then
Oh,
it
dang,
is-
yeah.
Back to an all-white
Yeah.
Grammy.
What's going to happen to Baywatch then? That is fantastic news, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Yeah, that would be that
that'd
should be
really
interesting.
cool.
But Donald Trump is president?
No.
No.
Priyanka Chopra and Baywatch.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
And when Donald Trump is president. So.
I'd love to see who dubs her.
Well,
Oh, that's
What?
cool.
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Indus Vox Media Network or any of our show advertisers or sponsors. No animals were harmed in the making of this podcast, obviously.
All right, time to look at the podcast, Podcast. It's, we have to push the pun from time to time because it's an audio medium. We can't write it for you. Hosted by the dailypow.com's Purva Mehra, Pranoti Datta and Amit Gurbaksani. The podcast is your fortnightly lowdown on Mumbai's food and culture scenes. Plus, if you pay them money, they'll talk about your family and other animals. Listen on ivmpodcast.com.